I operate in extreme confidence, like extreme. So just give an idea, and that's because I've been tried and tested, right? So if you look at a plant, oh, well, this is a great analogy, right? Some people don't know if they're getting buried or if they're being planted, right? And so they look the same. They look similar. They look similar, right? The difference is one is the end of life, but one is the beginning, right? And so in my mind, adversity is me getting planted. It's never me getting overwhelmed. It's never me getting buried. It's, oh, I'm being planted. Yeah. Bet. I just got to nurture myself now. That's the only thing is I'm self-nurturing, right? Like I don't need a lot of the outside people. Like they say, like the love language. I don't need the words of affirmation because I can nurture. I'm gonna get it from here because I'm gonna use what I've been through as what nurtures me. Right? Okay, bet trap. This is a little painful, right? This is taking you out your comfort. This is uncomfortable.
Past positive reflection.
Right? But check it. Remember when we was homeless? Right? Remember when we slept in that mattress in the corner in the trap house for real? Before it was called in a trap house, it was just a crack house.
Yeah.
Remember we slept in that? Like remember they had 8 fiends around you smoking crack and you still was like, bet I'm good. Boom, this ain't nothing compared to that. Oh, bet I did that. Okay, trap. Remember when we did the 10-year bid? Like, and remember like nobody wrote you letters. Right? Remember that, how that felt? Bet, right? Remember when you got the 10 years for attempted robbery? Nobody was in the courthouse. Remember how that felt? Bet, this ain't got nothing compared to that. Right? Like, remember, trap, like you've never met your dad before, but yet you're a great father. Remember that. Like, this ain't got nothing compared to that. Right? Okay, trap, like remember when like you were almost kidnapped and they almost had you in the trunk of the car, but like you knew if you got in the trunk of the car, that was it for you and you got out of that situation, right? So this has nothing, or that got, I'm good. Bet I can get over this. Right? So that law of confidence, it exudes me because I feel like there's nothing life can throw at me that is not meant for me to overcome. So every time life hits me with all these different things, oh, I'm being planted. I ain't being buried. I'm being planted. Okay, bet. And I have the tools to self-nurture and self-fertilize. Right? So that's big. That's kind of like at my core, right? That law of confidence. And then the law of belief. Like I truly believe in my ability to overcome.
That's one of the most powerful.
You know what I'm saying? Like the law of belief is, and I truly believe in my mind and in my spirit that there's nothing that I cannot do. Right? So now you mix the confidence with the belief and like, yo, okay, now I have the ability. And the next one is that I am an infinitely intelligent being. Right? My intelligence is at another level. And it doesn't mean that there isn't knowledge that I don't want to learn, but I know that I have the intelligence to get through it all because I'm God. Like if I look at my track record of the people I come from, like we known for creating the best things. We known for operating on high frequency. I come from that.
Right.
I don't gotta look far. So the confidence, the belief, the intelligence, yo, like those are my trifectas.
That's cold.
Like that's my, and that's like this what I live on.
Because belief in self is the highest level of intelligence.
Before I can go believe in anything else. Before I can believe in anything else, before I can believe in anybody else's ideas, I gotta first say, I believe in trap.
And what you broke down about, I call it past positive reflection, right? Your ability to be able to go in your past and find confidence for your present. You understand me? Like you talked about being able to synthesize information and reflect on it. Like, yo, I've been through a much harder time than this.
Yes.
Which means that you can grab confidence from the past and use it in the present.
Yeah.
You understand me? And I've always done that my whole life. Like I use something that I went through to let me know I can go through this next thing. You understand me? And so that's a very powerful tool. The law of confidence, the law of belief. And the law of belief is very powerful because it's the programming and the hardening of self, right? Like, so you got your conscious, your superconscious, and your subconscious. Your conscious is knocking at the door to try to get beliefs into your subconscious, right? Like you may start with an idea that you can do something, depending on where your subconscious is and where you vibrate, you may or may not believe yourself at that moment, right? And so it's like Keys, you can have the greatest show ever, right? So a person might have to consistently affirm to themselves that that's possible. But if you utilize in the past, no, I've done something like this, similar. Either it was the exact type of situation, or it was of a similar situation that was even more dangerous, required more elements that were out of my control, and I still survived, which let me know who I am, and I can take that same energy and apply it here, right? And so I think about that in many different regards because it's a superpower.
Yes.
Right? Confidence is the ability to hold on to truth. You understand me?
Like that.
If I've trained, the truth is I'm ready. You understand me? Because I'm going to think about, the reason I'm going into this fight so confident, I've been training. The reason I go into this conversation confident because I've been studying, right? So confidence is that ability to hold on to truth, not falsehood. That's a completely different thing. So operating in the laws of belief where you're taking thoughts and you're knocking them into their subconscious by consistency, right? Because you have to live it in order to become it, right? And once you live it, now it's in your subconscious, and your subconscious feeds that to your superconscious where you tapping into that super intelligence. And that's where you have the ability to do abundance. I mean, any and everything you want to do can be done. So every dollar you have now was a dollar that you made in your mind first, right? Like your mind is the first bank. Every transaction goes through here. Before it happened, I seen it. Before it happened, I thought it. There are certain thoughts that you can put out there. It may be worth $100. Low frequency thoughts. If right now, if you think about, I want 100, you can get that in. You might ask somebody, you can go to your own bank. You good for 100, I'll give you 100. That's nothing, right? Now I want 1 million. Okay, well, I got to use a different system and set of thoughts. Now you operate with different laws. You got to pull in the law of confidence for that million. Got to pull in the law of belief for that million, right? But you also get to utilize, right, the law of past positive reflection by thinking, I've done it before, I can do it again. Right? So now you already had a framework in your head to go right back off that system and operate at that level. Now that superconscious tells you that, all right, let's stretch this. Let's see how far we can really go with this. Right? You say you want to do something, I believe you. You have to relax yourself into a state to where you're not questioning yourself. And that's what confidence comes in, because if we get to the point where we question ourselves, it blocks us from real belief.
Let me say something right quick. Also, like I always say this to myself, what deposits am I putting in my bank?
Talk to me.
Like, I'm always about, like, I self-affirm. Like, my team tells me all the time, like, I've met somebody who's more confident and has the ability to make something that you think of today come into fruition another day. I say, because I always put the mental deposits in my bank, right? And if you don't put the mental deposits in your bank, when it's time to go get it out, if you don't have nothing there, you can't get nothing out of it.
That's a fact.
Right? So if it's gonna say insufficient funds, right? So if I'm daily putting, like, bro, you the shit, right? Like trap, like you did that shit. Go do that. You could do that shit again. Yep, I'm about to go read this book in a day. Yep, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a day, I'm gonna read. I bet I got it. Right? I'm gonna run this extra mile. I'm gonna do one more.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna do the extra rep. I'm gonna do one more. Right? What that did is I'm putting the mental deposits in my head, in my brain. So now when I get in that adverse situation, or when I come into, how can I make $1 million in a day? Is this possible? I'm gonna not, it's time for me to make a withdrawal. Okay, go make a withdrawal from that mental bank. But mine don't say insufficient funds. I got enough. I bet. Right? So that's where that abundance comes from.
Abundance. That's the law of
abundance. You feel
me?
That's where abundance comes from. I done made enough mental deposits to where when it's time for me to make a withdrawal, I got enough.
Yeah. That's how I taught my younger brothers about money one day. You understand me? Is that you never give at balance. Otherwise, at balance, you teeter on the path of negative and positive. You understand me? If your bank account is at 0, is at balance.
Yep.
You get $1, you in negative.
Yep.
You understand me?
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.